Okay, guys, here we are. Release notes 2.10.2. This just came out today. Um, Easy anti cheat is kind of probably the biggest thing that everybody has been looking forward to. Um, Everyone's been pretty excited about Easy anti cheat. Not necessarily the brand. I know there's been a lot of negativity surrounding what brand of of anti-cheat they used. But needless to say, easy anti-cheat is here. It is in the game. There is an update. Obviously, the update is pretty big. Let me scroll down here to kind of show you guys. Um, Updates. We're looking at Microsoft Store being the biggest one at 100.1 gigabytes. So you basically have to reinstall the whole game. Xbox One and Xbox both sitting around 50 gigs. Most of them sit somewhere between 35 to 50. And then Steam being the smallest, obviously, because, or I guess not obviously, but Steam is already on the updated GDK, is what it's called. So that's already updated. That being said, let's get straight into it. The content that we're going to see here, we got easy anti-cheat, safe receive solo play, some of the updates there. You no longer need to have Xbox Game Pass or an Ultimate subscription to play Safer Seas. Solo, if you want to play with a friend or something like that, you obviously still have to have that Xbox Game Pass to get that compatibility. Truly single player experience. It's not an offline experience. It's still connected to servers hosted in the cloud, which is interesting. I guess probably because there's some server side stuff and some client side stuff that make the game work. Virtual keyboard support. Now new languages. Okay. Message of the day: when arriving from the front end menu, highlighting current season features, upcoming content, and other exciting news. Cool. The adventures tab has been hidden from the quick menu for a more streamlined navigation experience. Now, I know a lot of people have complained about a big complaint out there is how many steps you have to go through in order to get to sailing, and to get a session set up. So maybe this is in an effort to streamline that. The one thing that I will say about that is I think back to the beginning of Sea of Thieves when in 2018, 2019, somewhere in there. I know the game came out in 2018, but 2019 ish era. You had less buttons to hit to get into a session, but you also had a lot more session stuff that you had to do to get ready. There weren't storage crates. There wasn't fruit crates and cannonball crates and all that sort of thing. So you spent a lot more time running with your pockets back and forth from the outpost to a ship in order to get out there and get started. Just so you had stuff ready. GDK, this is what I was talking about earlier. While players on the console and Microsoft Store will experience another large download this month, regular game updates moving forward will be considerably smaller. So again, this is that GDK integration. Console and Microsoft Store are still going to have another large download this month. So keep that in mind, especially for those on limited internet. I know that's becoming farther and fewer between, but keep in mind you're going to have another big one coming up this month, which we're already halfway through, which is crazy. Pirate Emporium stuff. Couple of new items. I'm going to make a separate video on the new items in there, so we're going to skip through that. A range of older ship collections are moving to classics range within the Emporium. This will be permanently reduced in price. That's kind of cool. Further sets will be added to the range in future after being available in the game for a number of years. That's cool. So they're going to be, I think that's cool. I don't know my thoughts on that exactly right now, because there are people that have paid that full price for the ship as it comes out. Reducing it in price kind of makes, I don't know. I know there's going to be both sides of the fence on that one. The classics range includes 15 fan favorite ship sets, including the Cutthroat, Sea of Sands, Bear, and Bird collections. Okay. That's cool. It's cool they're going to be discounted, I think. At the same time, though, it's kind of like salt in the wound for those who paid full price for it. Shipwrights have received the Maestro set, Wild Rose set. We'll go in and check those out. Those will be cool. Fixed issues, and this is what I really wanted to cover. So fixed issues that we have crews diving to an experience or faction battle and servicing alongside another ship should no longer encounter issues where items on board their ship become non-interactable. That's probably a good thing to have fixed. After losing a battle with an emergent skeleton ship or megalodon, players will now receive a longer rest period before being attacked again. I wonder if that's going to affect the. I wonder if that affects the battles, the world event. That's interesting. The frequency of sharks appearing. Now this has been an issue. When players set foot in the water has now been returned to normal levels. So that has been an issue. I don't know how many of you have experienced this, but there's so many sharks out there right now, or there was, that as soon as you step foot in the water, there'd be one or two on you. Now it's returned back to normal levels, which is good. Improved directional stick input detection on controllers. A return dead zone and response curve controls. That's awesome. Console players can once again use the mouse and keyboard with full compatibility. That is also awesome. I started out on Xbox, streaming and all that fun stuff, but I switched to keyboard and mouse on console before I switched to keyboard and mouse on the PC. So I actually learned keyboard and mouse on a console when it had full compatibility. So I'm glad that they've returned that. Let's scroll through these here really quick. Buried treasure will no longer migrate with the crew across servers. Okay. Probably just to make it a little easier on the server swap. From C4 or Shrine. Siren Shrine reappears after leaving and returning to cleared area. Okay. So that's, I know there's been an exploit. I don't know what the exploit is. I've avoided all those videos. But I know there's been an exploit where a sea fort you leave and return and you can come back and the loot is doubled or whatever. I don't know what it is. I have stayed away from it. But players will no longer find treasure from a sea fort or Siren Shrine reappears after leaving and returning to the cleared area. So it sounds like they've fixed that. Diving to an Athena Fortune Ashen Lord encounter will now consistently reward players with Athena's Fortune treasure. Sweet. Let's see here. Players are now able to interact with the shipwright when docked at Sovereign's tent on Sanctuary Outpost. That's awesome. So they maybe they expanded that circle that you can buy supplies in, is what that sounds like. Quest notes will be removed from players' inventory at the correct time after completing a choral message in the bottle voyage. Nice. Ammo pouches left on board a sinking skeleton ship will now sink with the ship. Thank goodness. Because how many of us, let's just be honest, how many of us are tired of trying to get the loot from a skeleton ship only to pull in freaking ammo pouch after ammo pouch after ammo pouch? That's a good fix. I like that. 2 players forming the Make Friends emote together will now summon the Add Friends menu as intended. Sweet. Sorry for the noises in the background. I'm trying to film this with my kids, and we live here, so you know they're gonna make noise. environment. Players will no longer find themselves being transported back to their ship when navigating around the Reaper's lair. So maybe some black spots fixed. I don't know what that was all about. No longer getting stuck in the glorious Sea Dog Tavern. No longer find themselves falling through the environment when swimming near the pier at the Fort of the Damned. These are all things I didn't know existed, but you know, hey, as long as they're fixed. Environment textures are now displayed correctly at Devil's Ridge. Players will no longer be able to swim across seas that do not contain water inside the Shrine of the Ocean's Fortune. Sweet. Fix some stuff in Tall Tales. User interface. Notification for ship taking damage will no longer remain on screen after players have repaired the ship. A new tutorial faction has been added, or new tutorial notification. Sorry, I just read the last part of that. Has been added, prompting players to go to their quest table to access. Okay. Rename your ship without seeing an error message. When players unlock the mysteries of Sunken Kingdom combination, the notification now shows in the correct place to purchase the quest in the future. Quest table will now update to show liked voyages after being liked. Good. The prompt to use the quest table is no longer visible when a voyage is active. Awesome. Visual and audio. Players now should consistently see their ship name adorning their ship's crest when joining a session. Lost shipments voyage map will no longer appear with black squares over the island icons. Sweet. Players who have migrated servers should no longer appear on fire to other players on occasion. See, now that's kind of disappointing. That was kind of a fun bug. To appear on fire, and I did an entire Pirate's Life Tall Tale like that. That was pretty fun. I got some good pictures. Flag on sea forts have now returned to their original colors. The lighting effect, objects viewed underwater, will now appear correctly when these objects are positioned between player shimmering effects. So we have a ton of stuff that they fixed, guys. Performance and stability. Ongoing improvements made to server performance, reducing the frequency of high ping spikes, desync, and rubber banding while playing. Awesome. Improved game stability to reduce scenarios where players experience an unexpected exit from the game or become disconnected from their session. So those are all phenomenal things that we've seen, right? I'm excited to see what the anti-cheat does. I do know the arguments about it. And I'm kind of on the, at least they did something, and it's a step in the direction that we want it to go. At least that I want it to go. I can't speak for everybody here, but it's going in the direction that I would like it to go. And Sea of Thieves, I think, is all in all in a good place. There's a lot of people out there unhappy. I understand that. I'm trying to stay away from Twitter because Twitter is full of angry people. But it's been a good thing. I think all in all, this update is a good update. It looks like it's just a lot of fixes, not a whole lot of new stuff. But those cheaper ships in the Emporium, as well as the Stone Owl Hopper Outlaw set, and the Gold Curse Whippet. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there. So jump into the game. Make sure you update it. Make sure before you plan your session that you get it updated, especially if you're on PC and Xbox, and have it through the Xbox app, because that's going to affect how long you can play. I don't know what the average download speed is out there, but for me, it took about an hour to do the 100.1 gigs. So yeah, let's go out there and have some fun and continue to play Sea of Thieves and enjoy this world that we all love. So we will catch you guys on the next one. Have a good day. Be more pirate. And yeah, just all around be positive.